Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We have got another great must-read recommendation for you all. You're just going to love it. Today we're going to cover The Confident Mind by Dr. Nate Zinsser.
Yes, we love this book from page one for sure. We both actually took so many notes on it that we had to really prioritize what to focus on as the best for this Market Mama episode. So first, a bit about the author. With a PhD in sports psychology, Dr. Nate Zinsser spent his career training military cadets and world-class athletes to strengthen their psychology for optimal performance in whatever their arena. The goal of his coaching was to aid them in overcoming pressure and succeed no matter how high the stakes. Through his research and experience, Nate developed the lessons in this book that have really helped to enhance every aspect of their lives and careers by building and improving their confidence. The Confident Mind is really a thorough guide to confidence, how to understand it, how to build it, how to protect it, and how to rely upon it when your performance matters the most. And you all know that Kendra and I speak from the arena of day trading. It's a high stakes for potentially high rewards world for sure. For us, we have to cultivate and manage a healthy confidence as our skills grow. But we can't tip over into overconfidence and greed. And that's been kind of a hard line to walk and figure out. This book was really helpful for us to understand this aspect within a highly leveraged pursuit more clearly. So we wanted to share some of our big aha moments with you all.
Yes, exactly. Confidence is critical to your success as a day trader, but it has to be earned and managed with care. So let's just start at the beginning. Nate offers readers this very operational definition of confidence. A sense of certainty about your ability, which allows you to bypass conscious thoughts and execute unconsciously. With an example being, tying your shoes or brushing your teeth. These are examples to help clarify that, you can do these things practically unconsciously while you're, maybe going through a to-do list in your head or carrying on a conversation. And without even an afterthought, these tasks are done. So it's quite interesting how a certain task we don't even question or overthink, but just execute. And then on the other hand, with another task, we are pondering, we're doubting, and then eventually not taking action. So there's a couple sayings that center around the idea of being better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. I really love that. But of course, the majority of us, we're just not conditioned to think like that. It's way more common to be extra cautious and want to make sure to cross all your T's and dot your I's than to just step out and do the deed. So I have experienced, the type of certainty in my ability when I have been able to execute unconsciously. And that is truly the best feeling. It's sometimes called being in the zone. When you're just fully tuned in, tapped in and turned on. It's said that being in that state, it gets you more and more of your desired outcome. And then so naturally the opposite is true. When I'm not executing from a place of certainty in my abilities, I'm usually getting more and more of an undesired outcome. So it's just, I'm constantly in strategy when it comes to my confidence because I just know that is the only way that I will continue to level up.
Okay, early in this book, Zinsser addresses some of the common misconceptions about confidence, and I really found such value in a few of them in particular. One of these misconceptions is confidence is all encompassing, so you're either competent across the board in all aspects of life, or you're not confident at all. He then adds, quite the contrary. Confidence is very situational specific. You can feel very confident in one area of your life and very insecure in another. You guys, do I understand this so much? We all have aspects of our lives that we've been working at for just so much longer than others. This summer, I will actually have been an RN for 18 years. That happened really fast. But I tease because when I go to work at the hospital, those days are generally often the easiest days of my week because there's not very much uncertainty left there for me after so many years of critical care experience. And when I'm at the hospital, I have to turn off my trading platform and my children are well taken care of. So I can just focus on a role that I feel, very strongly intuitive with and comfortable as. It's almost like as natural as cooking a recipe that I've been making for years or sweeping the floor at home. It just kind of rolls out of me. But when it comes to my trading, that is a definite work in progress for that sort of comfort level. I mean, it's going to be a while. And then I swear with my children, as they grow, they are constantly keeping me on my toes. Like Kendra says, when she talked about her children, like getting older, they don't get easier. And I'm certainly experiencing that. And so now I'm nearly 3 years into learning the stock market, and I have definitely learned like a crazy amount so far. But I know that I still have so much more to learn, and I'm still regularly enough being humbled by Miss Market. So while I can feel, especially in the last few months, that my confidence in this area of my life is growing, it's not an overnight change. And there's still many years away from, like in my example, of getting to the place where I am as confident as I am as an RN.
We're well on our way. Okay, so this next misconception is important too. It is, once you become confident, you'll stay that way forever. If only confidence was a one-time, now I've got it forever achievement. Unfortunately, quite the opposite is true. Confidence is very fragile, and that's why maintaining it requires constant effort and attention. Goodness, I can relate to that. Much like the market doesn't move in a straight line, our confidence is also sometimes trending up, balanced sideways, trending down. When you really examine, those states, none of them are really ever fully warranted, and they could be shifted in any direction at any time. So, being able to just be fluid in your feelings, but not your facts, is a great way, to bring that confidence back to where it needs to be. Like Nate says in this part, putting in the work to maintain it is a constant effort, and takes attention. Awareness is a big deal here. I've had days when I can recognize that I'm not operating in my most confident state, and then that's a red flag. Because it could result in me being hesitant, not acting when I need to, not trusting my gut. And then, ironically enough, that could turn into FOMO and chasing. So you go from not being confident to execute to feeling like you missed out. And now you're all of a sudden just doing something you shouldn't be doing. And so that's kind of overconfidence, but overconfidence really came from underconfidence. So again, this is where one of those complex areas where, do you take action or do you not take action? So awareness is huge. And then being able to accept, okay, if I'm not operating in my, best form, then I have safety guards. I have things that I can do, much like we talked about self-control in the last episode, right? So understanding your triggers, that brought on that underconfidence in the first place, that can keep you in an evenly keeled and neutral state. Throughout my trading, I've had to often remind myself that it's okay for two things to be simultaneously true at once. I have a whole list of facts that support and reinforce that I am a successful day trader, and I'm going to be have a very profitable career, but I do still carry around those feelings from time to time that are not conducive to that reality. So ultimately, the facts win because I continue to keep learning, growing, and building, for my breakthrough. I know my confidence is on a journey of its own, and that there's levels to it for sure.
Okay, one more misconception that we need to mention. Once you've achieved some success and once you've gotten some positive feedback, your confidence is guaranteed to grow. Okay, so I think this is true in many areas of life and growth, but holy moly, is it true in day trading? Am I right? Okay, so we have referred to our journey becoming consistently profitable day traders as a roller coaster ride, and that honestly is a relatively accurate analogy. It's so easy to feel like on top of the world with the best views and the wind at your back and the sun on your cheeks, and the steep climb that you just went through is over. This is when you're on a winning streak. Your accounts are growing nicely. We feel so in sync with the market's movements, and we are seeing our favorite setups and capitalizing on them. This positive feedback, it does provide a confidence boost, and it feels so good. But it is not guaranteed to stay, especially in the early years of trading. there is generally another dip coming, and it's bound to roll your stomach at a minimum. To become a great trader, there have to be lesson days. And the more lesson days, the greater your skills and foundational understanding of trading really becomes. Eventually, it makes you much stronger. But in the dips of that ride, within your journey, your confidence is also very likely to take a dip, and it's going to sting. I know, because I'm speaking from experience. There's no guarantee. I believe that Zinsser was talking about that with this. Cultivating confidence in something really challenging is not going to be linear, and it makes sense to me, and it normalizes what I have experienced in my life. We must accept that and still stick with it. Push through the arduous times that threaten our growing confidence, and then appreciate the home runs that give us those intermittent nice boosts. The goal is to, over time, allow the growth curve of your self-confidence to compound and rise. But we also have to normalize the inevitable bumps of that curve.
Yes, we do. I definitely understand that too. So one quote from the book that I really appreciate is, "It doesn't matter how much failure you've experienced if you decide to respond to it constructively." This one is big for me, and it kind of matches one of my favorite vibes: let your lessons be blessings. So, I mean, let's be real. It does not come natural to any of us to approach life this way. But I promise you, you can train your brain to channel more optimism over pessimism. I've done this, and probably to many people's annoyances, at times, if I'm being honest, it's like if you give me bad news, I'm instantly trying to seek a solution like right now. It's like there's a way up, there's a way up, there's a way over, there's a way around. I don't know, but let's find a way. So, there's nothing to it but to do it type energy. Like that's my entire vibe. So we always have the choice, to reframe a failure and figure out a way to extract value from it. You usually don't succeed at anything worth much if you're not, encountering your fair share of failures and resistance. I like to believe that if you're going after, some pretty lofty goals, then why would you not expect your setbacks and obstacles to be just as lofty? It's it's what's preparing you, to be equipped, for your calling. And it's in these experiences, that we're given, we have the power to really develop into who we're meant to be.
So one common thread woven throughout this book is Nate's reference to our psychological bank account. He refers to it as the sum of all your thoughts. And an important consideration for each of us with this is, what is the dominant energy in your thoughts? Your successes or your shortcomings? He talks in many ways about the importance of taking control of what you hold in your account, emphasizing the real power of keeping your victories in the forefront of your mind always, so that at times of potential vulnerabilities or underconfidence, you can more easily think of a recent win and know that you do have valuable skills and experience within you. And then he further advises that after a failure, learn the lesson that you need to from it, but don't hold on to it. The negative energy in your mental bank will not serve you in leveling up. And I know that I personally have definitely transitioned over time to this type of energy and memory management. I'm really glad that I have. And I have more work to do there. But I also love how he reframes adrenaline also as a natural performance enhancer. Okay, so this part is good. It's like the butterflies in your stomach. You know what I'm talking about? The adrenaline kick. It's like at the start of a trading session, it happens. And still, even during each individual live trade, when I enter a trade, those butterflies are right there. But that is my body signaling me that it's ready, attentive, energized. That this moment that I'm in matters, and to stay alert and focused. This is actually our natural physiology reacting to a higher risk scenario as it's supposed to. We don't need to fear it, and it doesn't always mean that you're doing something wrong. this natural adrenaline is a part of the human experience. And I love how he put it. And then I choose to embrace it and then actually kind of really look forward to it. It's like I'm in it, you know?
Yes, we're alive, right? The welcome the butterflies. They're a great thing. You know, pressure is a privilege. So in this next section, he gives a really nice overview of a practical approach to growing your confidence. So here we go. Every minute of quality practice, every rep, drill, and practice session properly conducted creates beneficial changes in your nervous system that ultimately, over time, bring about substantial improvements. Each of these changes is small, but they add up. Once they reach a certain critical mass, they result in a noticeable aha moment. That paints a very clear picture. And I love that he uses aha moments because that's one of my favorite things. And it's just so in line with what we often say in various ways. Show up for yourself, do the work, learn, grow. Just do what you know how to do, what you've been training to do 1% better every day from the last day. From his vantage point, you know, he's teaching the same thing that applies to growing our confidence in trading also. Every trading day counts. Each one. You know, it all adds up, every bit. And if you're consistent, then it all adds up and the positive outcomes are coming. It's very much like the organic evolution transformation episode we had a while back. Make sure you guys tune into that if you haven't already. When we're being focused on sustainability and quality of work over quantity, the growth and tangible results come as an organic byproduct of those efforts. Some days it's easy to count yourself out, you know, feeling like you don't have much to write home about, but solid and sustainable trading is actually supposed to be boring most days. You know, those days you do feel a little underwhelmed, but you properly practiced in your trading session with attention to quality. That is your aha. And normalizing that takeaway rather than seeking out the extreme swing highs or suffering through an extreme low, you know, that lets you, you know, have those sustainable, substantial improvements that will take place over time.
Yes, we have to embrace that is the journey. Like, so good. Okay, so there was an exercise in this book that after reading it, Ken and I both totally did it. It's your top 10 moments. I want to tell you guys about this because it's a good, easy thing that we all could do. It's a personal, powerful list that you create for yourself, given your primary area that you are growing in, that easily brings you the most strong, positive memories in your mind's eye. Kendra's and I's are about our day trading journey. You want to keep it crisp, like bullet points, short and to the point, with only the required key information that will bring that powerful experience of that memory straight to your mind as soon as you read that little blip. And then list them all out, 1 through 10, add a photo, make it a little bit personalized, make it pretty, make it speak to you, and then put it up on your wall where you'll see it all the time in your workspace, in your common space, on your mirror. This is one specific tool to fill your mental bank account with positive energy. It's to be used as a source of strength and comfort as you push through whatever journey you're on. Ours, of course, is trading related. I chose my most powerful first for a lot of it. First educational milestone with trading, first winning week, meeting my critical mentors, P&L moment. Easily, with just the headline of each of these 10 for me, it takes me briefly to that day in which that milestone was achieved really rapidly. And then the emotions are right there with that memory. Excitement, happiness, pride, anticipation, momentum, nerves, faith, hope. It really, those feelings, that's what I want to have coursing through me as I think about my pursuits thus far. And this exercise puts you in that space of keeping those big, strong, powerful, positive memories right there in your mind.
It really does. It helps you to feel so empowered and be able to focus on what you have built, all that you have achieved, and gives you that attitude of gratitude, right? So definitely positive vibes from the top 10. And this one was really powerful for me. It reads, confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's how you respond to doubt. We are humans and we doubt, especially when you're breaking into new territories. It's completely natural, but we are in control of how we react and of what we choose to do in those circumstances. Better yet, what we accept, because what we accept from ourselves becomes our standard and ultimately is a reflection of our confidence. For example, instead of saying, I really hope I'm right about this trade and it wins, we can state, this trade is mine. Nate also gave many great power statements and gems to help counter doubt. So some of them were, attitudes are contagious. Is yours worth catching? Another, I'm prepared to handle this. And it'll take more than this to get me off my game. As well as, I win with all my strengths and I win with all my weaknesses. And then my personal ultimate favorite is, being a bit delusional is critical.
Yes. It's really good.
Yeah.
We love this book. Okay, so Nate gets into even more tools for us in the heart of this book. And one of the quotes related to that is, we are telling ourselves stories about ourselves practically every waking minute, establishing various prophecies that we then act almost automatically and unconsciously to fulfill. I love the way he wrote that. I certainly have felt the power of my self-talk, both for good and for evil. And I much prefer the impact to my life and my actions when it's the positive variety. Zinsser talked for a while about the power of affirmations in training our minds to anticipate our wins and our goals coming to fruition as part of the journey to success. One way that he advises us to make this manageable in our day-to-day lives is to have a trigger, such as a doorway. Have a clean, short, easy, but powerful affirmation that speaks to the heart of your main goal, and then repeat it every time you cross under a doorway, every single time during the day. That could be like 50, 60 times if you think about it. And I have tried to do this. And when I recently reread this book in preparation for this episode, I was doing it more frequently, and I really like it. Sometimes I get distracted. I don't always do it, but I am really getting better. So my short affirmation is, I am a disciplined and profitable trader. Literally takes 3 seconds to say to myself in my mind. Easy to do with a door frame, quick moment. And I do that sentence specifically because I know the specifics of my trading discipline that I'm currently working on locking down. So for me, I don't need to be more specific in that moment on it because I already know. And that's where the bulk of my growth as a trader right now needs to be focused at. And then the profitability part, well, I mean, that's obvious, right? That's why I'm trading. So it's a good technique because it keeps your strongest affirmation crisp, clean, active, and alive all day so it can really seep into your psyche.
Yeah, I love that so much. That's a great method and makes it easy. Mm-hmm. So when advising about affirmations as a method to build confidence, Nate also states, thinking about what you don't want to happen only reinforces your brain's familiarity with it, making it only more likely that it will actually happen. Frame affirmations in a positive, constructive way with what you want more of. Phrase it as if you already have what you want. I love that. You give your affirmations and your mind self-fulfilling prophecy strength. And in doing this, it aligns your thoughts in the moment with the outcome you would like to have. So here's an example of how it helped me write my affirmations and make them, about a positive outcome rather than what I don't want to do. So here they are. I trade my best setup. I wait for my trade. I am confident when I enter the arena. I am in love with the opportunity to win. I am bettering my game each day. I am a disciple of discipline. In addition to this, there was also a powerful mantra example in the book that Nate uses, and I did customize it, to pertain to my own personal goals as a day trader. And so this is how that reads. I'm going to do what I've never done before so I can be better than I've ever been before. This is my chance, the opportunity to get to a place where few ever dream about. It's my time to jump into an elite tier of successful people. I'm on track to become the most successful trader to ever build an empire from the most modest beginnings.
So beautiful. I really love affirmations. I also really enjoyed this education from Nate on the use of visualization as a tool. So Nate states, while there are many dedicated athletes and determined professionals in all walks of life who are willing to study or practice 3, 4, 5 hours a day, only a few I have found are willing to spend 15 minutes a day vividly envisioning their most cherished dreams. That is a different kind of effort, a different kind of discipline, but it is the kind of discipline that separates the champions from the rest of the field. So this really hit home for me because I am literally guilty of the same. I absolutely see the power of both visualization and meditation and have intended to practice both daily with more time in recent years, only to have them be cut out many days out of a perceived lack of time. But you know what? I always do other things. I meet my family's needs. I attend my classes. I work on my charts. I maintain my home, myself, many things that are just not optional for me. Like I don't cut them. So I can't spare 15 minutes dedicated quiet time in a day to do this mental work of visualization and or meditation to take the greater direction over time for peace and positivity in my mind. When an expert in high-level success, such as this author, states this so frankly, I've been checked and I concede. You're right. We have the time, you guys. We have 15 minutes every day. And honestly, when I do give myself the gift of these activities, they bring me increased calm, confidence, peace, and faith in my journey, my momentum, and in my worthiness. So I really have to agree and say that we all are worth the time for these self-development actions, all of them. Affirmations, visualizations, meditation, journaling, like these are powerful. So fit them in.
Yes, say it louder. It's so powerful. It's so important. It's just, critical for our development for sure. To make it your own process as well. That's really important. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's method exactly. And in fact, Nate also says comparison leads us to overestimate them and underestimate ourselves when we shouldn't. Ain't that the truth? Comparison does not help our confidence, and we really have to try our best to catch it and release it quickly. Also, to add to that, what you said about visualizations, Becky, I noted that Nate also advised envision with total control, rich detail, and emotional content from the internal perspective of taking the actions that result in you tuning into a greater sense of certainty in that moment. Isn't that just the best explanation on how to make your visualizations the most powerful, effective, and impactful? This is like the visualizations gold standard here. And I'm not going to lie, like I could certainly improve upon this front of getting more in depth with mine, but like we said, there's always room for improvement, and the tools that Nate gives us in the Confident Mind are killer. If you feel like, your confidence is wavering at times, don't forget, do that top 10 list. Every time we do one of these must reads, it just reminds me of all the tools that we have in our tool belt. Even just recognizing, the amount of books, courses, meaningful conversations, endless time and energy, you've spent on any pursuit of your goals. That's just a great way to, remind yourself and get that confidence back up. And leaning into the facts, the feelings will eventually follow.
Yes, so good. We knew this one was going to be packed with a lot of gems. And so we're really happy that we get to share all of this with you guys. It was powerful for us. One more last one for the road. The work you have done, be it physical or mental only, has practical value if you conclude from it that you're good enough to do what you have to do against whatever conditions might exist right there in that particular arena. There it is. Have faith in yourself and your work. Know that you are worth showing up for and creating the life every day with your actions and your choices. F the negativity and show up to your arena, battle ready, and do you. This is how we slowly strengthen our confidence and reach our highest peaks. It's not an overnight process. And this book was really such a great read with actionable advice to help us all achieve our next levels. So we highly recommend The Confident Mind to literally all of you, no matter your life goals. And we're so grateful that you all are here with us today to hear our pearls of wisdom that we pulled from it. Also, we got to say shout out to Audible for having this text for us. I mean, they make it so easy. If you'd like to check out the full list of our must-read recommendations so far, you guys, you got to go to our website. We have everything laid out there. There's different sections for the different topics that we do. It's www.market-mamas.com. And also, you guys, we're building a community and it feels like really good. I think we're starting to connect with more people on the backside, and we're really glad that you guys are all here with us. So while you're here, take a quick minute, hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and just help us grow with you guys. We're all in this together and we can build the best life. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Gosh,